Hey,
Hello, beautiful people.
and welcome to Live with Xaye and Devann from the Total Freedom Network. So, welcome to June. I know it's 2 weeks in, but welcome again. And the
2024.
reason, say again,
June 2024.
I know, right? And so I say welcome because again, I want to bring you in, and we want to center ourselves, and because what was Xaye and I gonna talk about is foundational awareness, like having the our core foundations of who we are as beings, who we are as leaders, and how we get to have awareness and clarity around that. So, I mean, we just know, in general, it has a major impact. Being aware of what's important to us has a major impact on our journey, clearly. And I know something came up for you, Zay, as well, when you talk about like self worth and like how that gets to be something that we take more inventory on. So do you want to speak on that?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be pushing out way more content about this conversation around self-worth. But it hit me, it hit me a couple months ago. I was talking to a coach, and he asked me about my self-worth, and I'm like, what? Like, I didn't really have a lot of intimacy with what my self-worth is to me. And so I'm like, okay, this is standing out to me. Uh-oh. Is there, can you hear? It sounds
I
like
can hear you.
okay, it sounded like it was background noise. But I'm
Oh,
like, okay, this is standing out to me. I get to really explore this worthiness conversation. And so since then, it's everybody I talk to, it's like I can almost see their level of worthiness on them. And I'm like, whoa, this is weird. And we get to explore this because I'm still researching it, and I'm still experiencing it within myself, and I'm just going when I'm in conversations with somebody and I'm like seeing their worthiness, like it's like on a little radar. I'm going straight, and I'm doing, I guess I could say, like surveying them, and I'm like, hey, like, what does this mean? And so I want to bring it back a little bit for those of us who are relatively new, because one thing that I love to do is, as I'm studying things and I'm really trying to figure things out, I love to figure out what is the definition of this word. I know how I relate to the word. I know, how it's used, but what is the actual definition? So then that way I can create a relationship with the word in order to better facilitate myself. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
when first of all, as you're watching this, go ahead and comment what, because before I even get there, what is your definition of worthiness? What is your relationship with self-worth, worthiness? How would you define it? So as you're typing that in the chat, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what AI Google gave me not too long before this video. So go ahead, continue to type. But self worth is a person's sense of their own value and worth, and their belief that they are worthy of respect, care, and compassion. So that really stands out to me because it's like, so whenever we transact, whenever we spend money with people, whenever we circulate money, I'm working on it, Reverend Ike, but whenever we're circulating money in the world, okay, so if I go and I pay for a meal, I am transacting that, hey, this $15, this $8, this $25, this $50, this $125 meal is it's equivalent exchange. I'm bartering. You have the meal, and I have the neutral currency that supports our equivalent exchange, right? And so, with that being said, that's value. But before I even go any further, let's actually look up the definition of value. Value. So I'm not gonna go too long because I'm getting hype, and this just proves to me that I get to actually do a super in depth conversation around this. So that way Devann can have his moment as well. Um, but the definition, because a lot, I've had a hard time with even being consistent in creating content because I didn't see the value of it. Like
Mhm,
I
mhm.
say that, but what's my relationship with that, right? The regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, the worth, or
Yeah,
usefulness of something, a person's principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life. Estimate the monetary worth of something. So, for instance, if we are having a hard time being consistent when posting on social media, we don't see the monetary value. We don't see the monetary worth. We don't see the importance or the usefulness for going live consistently. So I think that is so important. And I want to ground it back to, like, as we're on this journey and we are, figuring out, we're figuring out, why am I not, and I'll use this for example. I trusted myself to grow a community on YouTube versus Instagram, Facebook, the other people. Now, I definitely can see, you know, okay, people popping over there. But for me personally, we went an entire year without posting. Well, we did have a virtual assistant post business content, because we wanted to fail. And then we were regrounded that personal branding is where it's at. So I was like, okay, so if I get to be in front of the marketing and not just paying somebody to do it for me in order to see it actually grow the vision that I can see, where do I want to be? Where is it easy for me to go to? Where is the value for me to go? Like what's worth it to me? For
mhm,
me, figuring out all the techniques and the all the things. I mean, we have the knowledge of how to do it, but is it worth it for me to build a social media, a Facebook or Instagram following? And I mean, we were so resistant. They were like, okay, we're just gonna build an email list. And we're continuing to grow our email community. But when we step back and we look at, like, what are our actions telling us, what are our, like, what is life telling us, what we realize is, and Devann can speak for himself, but for me, of course, I am going to advertise our business, our conversation, because we do want to reach as many people as possible. We do want to be impactful. We do want to share value, share the importance of conversations like this. So yes, we will broadcast it, but what what our priority is, what is of value, what we have relationship with, what we can see as an equivalent currency, equivalent exchange,
mhm,
is us growing community on YouTube. Um, I mean, frankly, because YouTube, it, for me, based on my capacity, based on my ability, it's just in alignment with my strength. I love just I've built up the skill to just hit live and come and talk. But I'm a natural talker anyways. I know being in front of the camera and talking and long form content, that's just natural to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I mean, of course, as we continue to grow, we will hire more people to help us edit and, do all the things, to make it YouTube top tier. But for now, this is a strength, hitting live, talking, giving what is my best of me, my excellence. Like, this is more in alignment with me where it doesn't feel stressful, versus for me personally, me doing the reels, like having to do all this stuff, and even just how the community grows. Like if I advertise myself, if I'm sharing equivalent exchange with you, I'm telling you my experience, my knowledge, my wisdom, and and you subscribe, like that feels how I like doing business versus like we have work to build on Facebook, and being in the Facebook groups and doing all the reach outs and stuff like that, that didn't feel, it felt more like work, which I'm willing to work, but I'm also very clear that it is value, it is worth to me to build a business for the long term. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so I say all that to say value, what is the equivalent exchange, right? I also want to read a couple more definitions about worth, and then we'll turn it over to Mr. Ben. My little nephew calls him that. Okay. Self-worth. It is often confused with self-esteem, which is more about confidence in one's ability and worth, and can be based on external factors like achievement. So self-worth is not self-esteem. Self-esteem is something, according to Google AI, they're saying that it's something from the outside in, like, oh, like
Mm-hmm.
this impacts my self-esteem, like my ability to do something, versus self-worth, it is your personal belief about your worthiness. Like, okay, I'll use this as an example. The Ritz Carlton, right? There's some people who will always stay at the Ritz Carlton because it's worth it for them. They care about, like, it is their belief that for them being served, respected, and not just checked in, and saying, oh, well, here's your key, you're good. Like,
Yeah.
it is they care, right? They care, and they want the experience, right? So that's just a little side note. People with a healthy sense of self-worth may be better able to seize opportunities to develop self-esteem and improve their mental well-being. Now, this is crazy because I'm actually, like I said, like a lot of the stuff I am learning it with you, meaning like I know, like I said, like when he asked me about my self worth, it was like the whole world stopped. I was like, Mr. Krabs. Like, I was like, what? Self worth? What? Me? My self worth good. So whenever I'm reading this stuff and I'm like, oh my goodness. And also just being very clear, creating the clarity foundation of worthiness versus esteem, right? So
Mm-hmm.
these are my
Mm-hmm.
last definitions of self-worth. What is equivalent in value to the sum or ideal specified? Value, usefulness, or importance of substantial or significant value or merit. The value equivalent to that of someone or something under consideration, the level at which someone or something deserves to be valued or rated. What worthiness or worth is enjoyable or useful despite the fact that you have to make an effort. So I'm curious because we are going to go back and we're going to read these comments. What did you hear me say as far as worthiness? Were there any, like, oh my God, like, did you have that moment that happened to me as far as what is worthiness? Um, what is self-worth, like, how, what is your, the question is, what is your relationship to your worth? Answer that in the comments. I'm really curious, and Devin, I'm curious about what you heard me say in all of that.
Yeah. 1 second. Let me show to you. Yeah. So again, it's funny because yeah, self worth. What I heard was that it's tied to, it is the foundation. It's tied to your actual being. It's tied to those values you didn't know you valued. It's tied to those beliefs that you hold strong. It's all, but it's also tied to the stories that you're telling yourself that may be serving you or not serving you. And sometimes the stories or certain values are placed on us, but it doesn't align with us. So then that's what it causes us to lose self-worth,
Mm. Yeah.
because self we have an inherent template of our self-worth. And so we are often conditioned out of it, or we're put where we are caught up in situations where we are not embracing what we truly value or truly worth. We're just it's like hand me downs. It's like we're just it's like, oh yeah, I'll just take it because they gave it to me. It's like, for example, like someone, imagine like you're lactose intolerant. It was like someone's like, oh, we only have milk, we only have cow's milk for your cereal. And it's like, but I have almond milk. And then what? Just because they gave it to you, just gonna take it? Because what? You're
Yes.
just gonna take it when you know it's gonna you're just gonna have the cheese sandwich when you know it's not gonna serve you. Like what? Just because you're hungry?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but what's that gonna do on the back end? What's that gonna do to you? So so self worth is very interesting, but is again not until we really understand ourselves, then our worth's always going to be challenged. It's always going to be
Mm.
challenged. And so what I realize is that um, I'm sure it puts up. So what I realize
Yeah.
is that when it comes to self worth, it actually ties into the foundational awareness, because foundational awareness is about taking the time to actually explore what truly matters to us on a personal and professional level. Like what truly matters. Like, okay, yeah, this matters, but what truly matters? You know what I mean? It's like, and then now it's understanding values, the beliefs, the core beliefs, and our aspirations. Because like even from young, we had like aspirations, or as we grow up with aspirations that no one told us no one told us to tell ourselves that we want it, but we knew, we just knew. Like once we saw this, we was like we confirm for ourselves. That's what aspiration is. It's like it's a vision you confirm for yourself. It's like something you just know. I was like, yeah, I want to do this. Like I really want to build wealth. I want to be this. I want to be like this, but I want to be like this person. You know, aspirations. I wanna I wanna feel like this. You know, there's aspirations, and
Mm.
that's tied to the self worth we get to have. So values, beliefs, and aspirations is a key understanding to have. And so when we get, and then the next step is like when we get clarity to when we get the clarity and guidance, we can make those decisions and actions in alignment with that self worth that we want to increase. And so that's why I think foundational awareness is so important, because now we get to explore our self worth and everything that couples together with that, whether it's our beliefs, our values, aspirations, and it's gonna make us a better person overall. And I think that's why the relationship with self worth is um, not only important but it's valuable. It's valuable because you don't know what's gonna happen, but you know it's gonna change your life for the better if you choose to explore it. So yeah. So I think another question I want to ask is actually what beliefs and values do we hold? Yeah, because I think that ties into self worth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. But honestly, this I did go on a deep tangent. That's how like this topic has been like. like like it wants to break out of me so bad, and I'm like, nobody's talking about this. This is the problem. This is the problem. The problem is people don't feel worthy. And even I was just talking to you earlier about, for me personally, being responsible, I can see everything that I can see everything manifested in my life. And I'm the reason why I'm like, I get to be responsible because I've manifested everything that I ever wanted in my life, but it manifested out of like scarcity. Like I
Mm-hmm.
see it, I'm experiencing it, but it's at a scarcity level, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so let me just see. Like everything I ever wanted. Like I wanted to make money by living. And I we work for our company. Let's be very clear. Like I don't have my own company. We work for our company right now. Let's be clear. Um we work for our company, and I have been able to maintain my lifestyle without um without trading my time to produce for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that. And I the vision is not the vision. Actually, you know what? Let me not even play with y'all. Like it's exactly what I thought it would be. But there's still a sense of lack in my life. There's a sense of fear. There's a sense of not existing. And I'm just being real. I'm being so real right now. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. And I have this revelation all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I prayed for this and I have it, but it's not luxury or abundant or joyful or loving, or it's not the higher version. It's like the bare minimum. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I have exactly what I asked for, but it's the bare minimum of what I want. Like I have it, but it's kind of like having the dinner. It's like it's like having the dinner, and it's like, I mean, I'm eating food, but I want a 5-star dinner, honey. Yes, yes, yes. I want a 5-star meal. I'm worthy enough to have a 5-star meal.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Yes. Versus, I mean, I'm just happy to be here. No, my standard is much higher than that. And I get to own that. I don't care how offended you are. I don't care how sassy I may be. I don't care how intimidating that may come across. My I expect high standard shit in every area of my life. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that, but I get to have that standard for myself. I don't get to say I'm a lady of high worth, but then I don't do my night and morning routine in excellence. Because that's me investing into myself. So it's like if I'm gonna have other people, if I'm gonna hold other people to these high standards, I get to hold myself to that to that level of excellence. Are you willing to do that? Am I willing to
Mm-hmm.
do that? So, well, hello, that's a lesson for me. But Devann said one more thing about clarity. Again, I'm not playing. Like, yes, I know what the word means. I use it. People say it to me. But what is my relationship with this word? Okay. All right. So, clarity, the quality of being coherent and intelligible, the quality of transparency and purity. So I don't know about you, but sometimes my brain likes to play games with me. And so what I get to do, number one, is look up definitions to reground myself. But then also, like, so I'm saying, what is the purity of me? Okay, hold on, let me think. Let me put this in a sentence that actually make but yeah, put it in a sentence that actually works. So if I want to say, like, okay, clarity, I need purity. I need purity. I need transparency. I
Hmm.
need intelligible. I barely know what that means. Let's look it up. Able to be understood. I know what intelligent mean, but I've never actually used the word intelligible. So intelligible, I able to be understood, comprehensible. Okay. Clarity, it means I comprehend. It means that it's understood. So
Hmm.
if I'm going to be an entrepreneur, do I really understand? Is it intelligible about what I'm about to get myself into? Do I have, is it comprehensible? Huh? Do I
Hmm.
comprehend that entrepreneur
You hear the words that
entrepreneur
are coming out of my mouth.
entrepreneurship
Yeah,
is
that part.
about, it's not just about making money.
Yeah, but I think one
I'm
of the
weak.
major things that stood out for me when you made the definition was coherent, and so
Yeah, let's look up. Hold on, let's look up. Hold on. What do you think the word coherent is? I'm gonna let Devann talk, and I'm gonna tell y'all the real definition. Keep talking, Devann. What you was about to say? I want to, because my
so,
whole
so
point of
co-
doing this is
Mhm.
because we're not in relationship to our words, and so that's something else that's coming up. That's foundational. But anyways, proceed. Coherent. Proceed.
so coherent meaning like it does it is it something does the understanding resonate with you? Is
I know
the
what it.
clarity you seek? So, for example, here's a great example: brain heart coherence. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it makes sense to your brain. Does it make sense to your heart? So when
Yeah.
that's together, that brings clarity as well. So you have it has to, it's
Yeah.
literally a holistic seeking unleashing clarity. Is literally a holistic practice, like for real. Because yeah, your
Mm.
heart and brain have to be aligned. It have to be
Mm.
has to be coherent.
Oh wow. Is that what you were gonna say before I interrupted you?
Yes. Yeah, because that when I heard coherent, I was like, oh yes, that's very true.
So let me read the Google definition. Great, beautiful definition, Mr. Ben. But
Um,
y'all don't be calling him that because that's my nephew's name for him. Only
Xaye.
only my nephew can call him that. Okay, coherence. Logical and consistent
Mm,
of an argument, theory, or policy of a person able to speak clearly and logically, united or as or forming at a whole. In physics, having a constant phase relationship. That's what you were trying. Having a constant phase relationship. Wow, coherent. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So,
you see how the word relationship came up as well.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Yes.
You have to be you have
So,
to be in relationship with yourself to actually get clarity.
yes. Yes, 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 yes. The coherency and what was the word I used?
Intelligible.
That's what, intelligible.
Hmm.
Being coherent and intelligible. Wow, this is great. So, foundational awareness and clarity.
Yeah.
We would love
Genetic pause.
to. Hmm?
No, I was like, there's a
What'd you say?
dramatic pause.
No, because I'm really grounding of even just how this
Hmm.
live unfolded, right? We gotta add worth in this title. But yeah, so what what came up for you? What did you hear us say in this 30 minutes on this live? And the question is, share, because as we grow, uh your contribution matters. It matters. And so someone's could, how you are on social media and you go to the comment section and you're reading other people who have contributed. So instead of being a taker, contribute and share,
Mhm.
so that way, because you go to the comments and you're like, "Ooh, I know people about to light them up on this live, on this reel," and you go and people make you laugh on the things they say. Like, it added value to your life. It gave you what you needed, right? So whenever we comment and we um, contribute to just any platform, not just here, it's like, not only are you supporting the people who engaged in what it took to, to come out of them to even to create the content, but also the people who actually come in and they gave into you. Whether, even if you was hating on the during content and you went there just to see what everybody else, to find your people who was also hating so you could be right, right? Yo, like that. That's how it works. So definitely go ahead and share what came up for you. What's your relationship with clarity? What's your relationship with worthiness, with self-worth? I'm still trying to figure out like which one I'm landing with. What's your relationship? What's your foundation right now? Like, in this moment that you're watching this, that you're hearing this, what foundation? And it's interesting because my intention for 2024 has been to build. And I wish my book is over there. It's kind of far away. But as I'm just thinking about when I was writing down the definition and my relationship with building for 2024, like the things that I'm manifesting, and I'm like, literally, I'm working out within myself. Like, I like this whole worthiness conversation, this it's coming out, and my intention is to build. And when you build, it's not about I'm trying to think. When you build, like, for instance, for a house, for example, most of the time, if it's not a new build, but even if it's a new build, you're taking material and you're bringing it and you're putting it together. But it, like, we are already where we are, who we are, of what we are, right? And so we are remodeling ourselves. So I don't know about you, but me, I ain't gonna say I'm a hoarder, but I'm definitely a recycler, right? And so I'm gonna take things that are in great shape, that are still great pieces, and I'm gonna bring that with me to my future. Versus just saying throw everything away. I want everything new. Yeah, that's great, but for me, it's the same thing. It's like you can take parts of yourself that work and that you love and that you admire, and you can just dust them off, clean them up, and love on them, and add it to the foundation of your property. Or you can get a brand new bill, right? But I mean, in the makeup of how humans work, it's not really, because it's like we still have a foundation somewhere. So it's like, are you gonna, like, whatever, I don't want to go there. But it's like, even if you get a new bill, it's gonna take relationship, it's gonna take intimacy, it's gonna take intention to to um to make it a home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, have you ever been into a new build home and it's like, I mean, yeah, this is very new, but I don't even know where to sit down, because you don't have no relationship with the with
Mhm.
the with the with the material, because it's so new, right? And it's beautiful, it's great. I feel fancy, darling. But it's like, it still is gonna take effort. It's still going to take work in order to build relationship with that property. Versus, if you go to a house that, it has some ancient piece. You know how, like, people, they have like the Victorian homes and then they keep the ceilings or the pillars or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
It's
Seen
like,
a lot. Mhm.
oh, like, this house has character, and oh, I love it so much. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so I mean, me personally, what works for me, I'm like, you know what? I'm taking the parts of me that I love and that are my strengths, and I'm gonna use that to um I'm gonna use that to build my future and be faithful to build a legacy. And that's another whole live I got to do because I've been saying this legacy thing, but I don't even have a relationship with legacy. You know, for me, I've been just. I mean, we'll get that. But anyways, but yeah. So, are you going to be a new build or are you going to be a rebuild? I think that's the question to ask. But and when I'm talking about the build is with yourself. I chose remodel, rebuild because there's so much memories and there's so much authenticity and there's so much pride and work that has already gone into the mold of me. So now I just get to, clean off some of those things. Like, girl, get that dust off my shoulder. Get that off, you know. And then I mean, there's some things like, man, love this. I love this chair, this furniture, whatever. But honey, it done had its day, and it's not the vision of what I want to bring into my life. So, if any of this makes sense, go ahead and comment, build, rebuild in the comments below. Yes, Devann.
Yeah, more and more so. For those, if like, again, if you liked what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend who is also seeking clarity in their life. But also for you, if you're watching this, and if you want to explore and understand deeper what truly matters to you most, both in your professional, your personal life, you get to unleash clarity. You get to come to our workshop. We're going to be putting together a workshop where you get to
Yes.
uncover and go deeper on the values, the beliefs, the aspirations that can mold and shape your decisions and actions to be your best self, to be your highest, to reach your highest potential, to empower your leadership, whatever that looks like for you in your personal and professional life. And so we invite you to our workshop. It's at www.totalfreedomnetwork.com/clarity, and you can register there, and you'll find out more when you go to the page. But we are going to dump value upon value and value to help you get past the blockages, those mental blocks that you may have around, okay, what do I want to do with all of these thoughts that's going on in my head? How can I really how can I create a foundation around what I'm aware of? How can I actually know and cement that, okay, this is what I value, this is the belief, this is a belief that's actually going to elevate me and not just restrict me. These are aspirations that I still get to pursue by making aligned decisions. These are decisions and actions that I'm making that are intelligible, that are coherent, you know, that I can comprehend. Because that's the only way we get to move forward, through understanding, through comprehension. Comprehension, it comes before the compensation, comprehension comes before the elevation, all of that. So go to www.totalfreedomnetwork.com/clarity to the Unleashing Clarity workshop, which will be next week. So join, and we'll see you inside.
We will see you inside.
So subscribe.
No, seriously, y'all. It supports stuff and it supports you because you'll get more content like this. And because I was thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, where did that example come from? And it's because if we would have stopped at 10 minutes, I wouldn't have said it. But I
Mm-hmm,
worked
mm-hmm.
myself. I gotta come up. It's a word that I'm tapping on, but I get to like facilitate. I say freak it because it's like when you're like doing this, is you freak the dance move, or like you freak it. It's something where you freak. I don't know. But anyways, you freak yourself. Anyways, but yeah, so yeah, when you subscribe, when you subscribe, you will be empowered. You will be empowered. And I was thinking about that too. I was like, girl, what is your purpose? Like, why do people, what value do people get from you? I was asking myself that today. And we about to go because I know we went way over. But empower, to give someone the authority or power to do something. Yes, I that's the job I want. I by me trusting myself and living authentically, I empower you to, and I'm owning it. Like, this is kind of weird for me to say, like, girl, who the fuck do you think you are? But I am the I am. Okay. I am the authority. am the I am the permission. Not what Beyonce said, I ain't want it. But when I'm going around people, I'm literally just walking in the room and people are flocking to me. I'm grateful, thank you. But I'm just trying to get to my seat. But then people are like asking me questions and talking to me. And it's like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like all I did was walk in the room and people are like they want this, my strength, my purpose, my authority. And so I get to be obedient and I get to own it, and I don't get to be weird about my strength and how I was made. I'm grateful. Thank you so much, higher power universe, the source. Thank you for giving me this job, this role, for giving me the opportunity to be a world leader, a
Most
world changer,
honorable.
a world changer, because I want people to not be the same. I
Hmm.
want people to be their best selves, to live like this. Even me, I'm freaking it. Anyways, yes. So go ahead and subscribe, share, and we will see you on the next live with Zay and Devann.
Take care.